Okay, so we've got our backing on there. Got about 100 yards on here. That's more than enough for what we're going to be using. So now it's time to attach the fly line. Firstly, have a look at your fly line. Generally they'll come spooled up like this. Like I say, this is a 5-weight fly line. It's a 5-weight rod. Very, very important. The first thing you need to do is make sure you get the right end of the fly line. Most fly lines these days are a weight forward profile. So they start off thin, get thick, and then go a little bit thin at the end. It's the taper. It's to aid our casting. More about that later on. So it's essential you get the right end onto the backing. I have seen it done the wrong way around quite a few times actually. So normally on your fly line, you'll have a little sticker saying reel end on it. That's the end that goes on the reel. This one's simple because it's a 2-tone fly line, and I know the running line or shooting line or the reel end of the line, as it's also known, goes onto the backing. So here we go. Once again, there are many different knots you can use for this. Nail knots, you can use a braided loop. The knot I particularly like is, I know, as an albright knot. Very simple, it's very secure. What's important here for your backing joint is that it's very slim and it will slide through the rings without getting stuck. Otherwise you'll lose your fly line and that fish of a lifetime that's heading off into the sunset. So it needs to be a nice slim knot but very strong. Here's the albright knot, and again these knots are always best done maybe not just before you go fishing like we are here, but at home under a nice bright light where you can make a few mistakes. So reel end of the fly line, double it over like so. Always give yourself plenty of room to play with. And then end of the backing through the hole like you've made, through the loop, double that over, and then I'm going to do 5 turns coming down towards the end loop of the fly line. 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now it's hard for you to see what I'm doing because most of this knot is hidden inside my fingers. End of the backing goes through the original loop that we formed in the fly line, and now we just gently pull everything tight together, both ends one after the other, sliding it up here. We're looking for a nice neat join here like so. There we go. Luckily that's come together quite nicely. If it bunches up on you, just start again. So I'm tightening that very gently, both ends, gently, until I get it nice and tight. A little bit more, that'll do it. There we go. Now, just a case of trimming off the tag ends to give you that nice slim finish. There we go. Now I've used this knot for everything from trout, salmon fishing to bonefish, where the backing knot's out an awful lot and it hasn't let me down yet, touch wood. So it's one to practice to get your knots right. Now that'll hold, that'll take just about anything, but I like to just pop a little bit of super glue on the knot just to make it extra secure. It also gives it a nice tough coating as well and makes it even more sort of slimmer and sleeker for going through the rings. Give it a nice coating of super glue. There we go. Takes a second or two to dry. Be careful at this stage you don't suddenly reel that all together because you'll get it stuck into your backing. Make sure this dries. Okay, we're getting there. Nice and dry there. Good. Nice slim knot. The next stage obviously is to wind your fly line onto your reel. Now I've seen some problems happening here. What can happen if you're not careful? You can get an almighty tangle in your 30 yards of fly line. So do be very careful. Fly lines are coiled round, they can be a little bit springy when they're new. My advice to put this on is to keep it on the spool it comes on, held it in place with pipe cleaners. I'm just going to undo these, one at either side here. And then we're going to do something similar as we did with the backing. We've got the pencil, there we are, through the middle. Here's where you need some help again. There we go. And again, it's Very important you keep a little bit of tension on this. You don't want any loose coils on the reel here. So nice slim backing knot, that looks good. Little bit of tension running through my fingers, and slowly but steadily we're going to put this line on the reel. Be careful at this stage. If you see any bunch ups happening, stop and sort it out. So that's the running line going on, very simple. You'll see in a second this line will change colour, it'll go blue. That's the head or casting weight of the line. It's all securely attached, there's no joins in it. There we go. Here comes the head of the line, or the thick bit. There we go. On it goes, nice and easy. You can see how this would be difficult by yourself. So good job you're here, Lucy. There we go, it's all on. Didn't take too long. Very simple. Now, this particular fly line, Hardy Mac fly line, it's actually got a welded loop already on the end. This is very handy. So we can immediately go and tie our leader onto this loop, whether we tie a knot or a loop-to-loop joint. But what I'm going to actually show you is the way most people set their fly line up, by putting a braided loop on the ends. So I'm actually going to cut this off, although I'm very happy to use these all the time. Well, I want to show you a braided loop because it's so important.